Welcome to Center of Math's Problem of the Week. For this week's problem, we want to prove that the polynomial on the left, a plus a cubed minus a to the fourth minus a to the sixth is less than 1 for all real a. So first thing we're going to do is factor the thing on the left. So looking at this polynomial, a plus a cubed minus a to the first minus a to the sixth, we can factor out an a from the whole thing. And then this becomes the a plus a cubed becomes 1 plus a squared. Minus a to the first minus a to the sixth becomes minus a cubed minus a to the fifth. We can factor out a cubed to get a that's equal to minus a cubed times 1 plus a squared. Factoring out the a squared, and then also factoring out 1 minus a from 1 minus a cubed, we can factor this as a times 1 minus a times 1 plus a squared times 1 plus a squared. So 1 plus a squared knows its peak at minus b over 2a is minus 1 over 2, so minus 1 half. 1 minus 1 half plus 1 fourth is 3/4. This is positive. Note this thing is concave up. So this thing is always positive. A squared is always positive, so 1 plus a squared is always positive. So these two don't affect whether or not this whole thing is positive or negative. So note if a is less than 0, a is negative, 1 minus a will be positive, and so this whole thing will be negative. If a is greater than 1, 1 minus a is negative, a is positive, and this whole thing will be negative. And since 1 is positive, if this thing is negative, it's definitely going to be less than 1. So for the cases, and also if a equals 0 or 1, this whole thing is just 0. So for a less than or equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 1, this thing will definitely be less than 1. So now we just want to look at the case where a is greater than 0 or less than 1, in which case these are both positive, this whole thing is positive, and we want to prove that it stays below 1. So if we just look, so we're going to divide this by 1, we're going to divide by 1 minus a. We're going to be left with a times 1 plus a squared times 1 plus a squared. And this whole thing is a plus a squared plus 2a cubed plus a to the fourth plus a to the fifth. And then we're going to subtract this thing from 1 over 1 minus a. And we're calling that 1 over 1 minus a for a absolute value of a less than 1 is equal to 1 plus a cubed, so 1 over 1 minus a minus this thing, so canceling terms, we get it's equal to 1 minus a cubed plus a to the sixth, And knowing that, because we're working between 0 and 1, a cubed is going to be less than 1, so 1 minus a cubed is going to be positive, and then we're just adding positive numbers after that. So this whole thing is definitely going to be greater than 0. So now that we know 1 over 1 minus a minus this is greater than 0, we can add our thing on the right to the right side. We get 1 over 1 minus a is greater than a times 1 plus a squared times 1 plus a squared. 1 minus a is a positive number in the interval we're working in. We can multiply by 1 over 1 minus a both sides. And so we get 1 is greater than a times 1 plus a squared times 1 minus a times 1 plus a squared, which is equal to a plus a cubed minus a to the fourth minus a to the sixth, which is the original thing we were working with. And so we get in the interval from a is bigger than 0, less than 1, we get our polynomial here, it is going to be less than 1. And we showed that it's negative, or it's not positive everywhere else, so this whole thing must be less than 1 for all real a. Thanks for watching. Please check out centermath.org, check out our blog, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you.